Hey guys, JPlay here, and I'm just going to show you some stuff which I've been building on a co-op Minecraft server recently. So I haven't been making much stuff exclusively for YouTube in a long time. It's pretty much all been either speedrun stuff which gets posted unlisted because it doesn't have commentary, or stuff which was originally streamed on Twitch. I thought it would be nice to do something a little bit different today. So what we're going to be doing is having a look at some of the stuff I've built on this server, basically. I'm not going to be showing other people's builds because, you know, it's not my place. But this is my ugly ass. I wish I'd started with something which looked less bad actually now, because this is the ugliest thing I've built. This is my ugly ass house. It's supposed to be based on the cover of At the Old Haunted House by Helen Ketteman. The illustrator was Wragg, so I presume he's the person who did the cover as well. Oh, either way, sorry, I paused there to have a look out. Anyway, either way, yeah, Joe plays Haunted Mansion, and a haunted mansion needs a haunted entrance theme, so I've got, I've got these little Endermen in the basement. I don't like all these sounds of all these monsters crawling around because I am exposed to a cave down there. Yeah, I've got like a pressure plate doorway which does a little... Is it right? There we go. There, I sort of clicked out that one weirdly. Anyway, yeah, it just sends a signal around, does the entrance to Tubular Bells, which is a banger of a song. The intro is particularly famous for being in The Exorcist. There's another Enderman here, messing up my day. I've only got a couple of chests up here, one with some dyes and some Heart of the Sea, and one with a couple of tools for when I forget to... well, partly because they're two individual, and partly for when I to go in my normal automated sorting system, and partly for when I die because I forget to log off before I go and do things. So I also have this little balcony out here, and a little side path up here for getting onto the front, which I mostly used for when I was placing cobwebs around, which I thought would make it look more spooky, but actually they're not that well integrated with the rest of the build. They're just these little bright white blocks in front of some other stuff. You can see the house is a bit empty because I never figure out what to put in places. I've got a few maps up there from treasure maps which I found a couple of weeks ago while I was looking for some other biome. And then down in the basement here we have my sorting system. This is a bit broken at the moment because I need to figure out a new way of getting my dropper to fire sideways. I need to replace the redstone there. Anyway, whatever it was, I changed a couple of weeks ago. I changed exactly where this fires, and I haven't bothered to go around and resort everything. But you know, I've just got my goddamn Enderman. This has been slightly creeped, this area, which is why only the covers are missing, but you can see I've just got chests of mostly like ground style blocks and building things, and then like value blocks or whatever along here, and a handful of slime, not much. You get the gist. Torches are always going, most of my torches are downstairs now actually. And then I've got a similar one with like more biomatter and stuff down here. And lapis lazuli, presumably because I just didn't have any at the time. And then my junk chest for whatever doesn't find its way into one of those. Oh yeah, I put the redstone in the redstone thing manually if I've cooped it up. And these are more of the like sorting things. So the sorting system uses named blocks so that nothing else will accidentally get sorted into the same group. A few discs. I thought I had more discs than that, which I just found while poodling about. And then if you keep going down into the basement, it takes you to this little, you know what, I'm not going to go this way because it takes a long time, but if you get in there and press the button, it takes you all along. So I've been strip mining for ever along here, just kind of, after a point it was more for completeness than because I actually wanted any of the stuff I was mining out. I did a little bit of, when we upgraded the server to 117, I patched those in. I put some moss down and put some bone meal on it just to spice up the area a bit. Little replacement water bucket for if I screw up fighting lava. And this is, so this doesn't have a dropper feeding into it at all. I just throw stuff in here at the moment, but it's the same as the it leads up into the sorting system as well, so that I don't have to go all the way back up to the top. That's also why there are no torches when I looked in the torch box a minute ago, because I have all the torches in the chest down there now. Just so that when I'm going back and forth and making this ridiculously long cavern. Let's have a nap. No, I can't rest because there are monsters nearby. Okay, it's daytime again. We're gonna... I hit the Enderman with an axe so that I could go to sleep and then skip time, but it does mean that somewhere around here there's a very angry Enderman looking for me. Alright, anyway, if you come left out the village, if you come west out of the village, you can see where I've built some jank which I thought maybe didn't quite fit with the tone of the village, even more so than my hideous haunted house. So here is, beyond the little sheep paddock I made so that I could get wool of all sorts of different colours, there's a little Enderman farm. So inside it, the actual farm itself you can't really see from here, but it's got cats scaring creepers who then fall down. Let me go down here. You can see that the cats scare creepers, they fall into a water flow, it flows down here. So the build is from this video, which I'm just overlaying right now in post, so I don't need to look it up now. And my spot up at the top here, let's go up. My spot up at the top here might be a little bit too high, actually, if anything. So you can see back to the walls of the village. And you could see over there to other stuff, but it's got my little R-man in the sky. The reason it's that way around is so that it shows like this on the map, because we've got a server map. And then to leave, I'm a big fan of just drops like this rather than... Well, it looks like my poor sheepses need more grass. Maybe I should expand that pen, just so that they're not malnourished. Anyway. Oh! There's a cat just bobbing around up here. It's not part of the actual build. And then, yeah, here there's just another little drop down the side. A chest with whatever mystery stuff I had at the time. Don't worry about that cat up there, he's fine. And then here we have the Simpsons house. So this is from Grabcraft. I didn't design the exterior of the house. All I did was spend a while building it and then make some slight tweaks. So you can see here, when you look through the entrance, part of Lisa's face. This is why we have all those sheep there, because I wanted to make Simpsons faces pixel art. So look here, we've got Lisa's face. You can see it a bit better from the other side. Let me run around. Bloody Endermen everywhere. You can see it a bit better from the other side. We've got Lisa's face up here. We have Marge's here, trailing off into the thing. If I'd done some of the other designs sooner, I ran out of space for Maggie's face, so I made this go even deeper. You know, ground level is kind of up at that block where the cursor is now. So you can see I was digging a bit just to fit these faces in. But if I'd had the forethought, I would have put Marge's face all the way down to the bottom of this pit as well. and then just had her hair going all the way up. The boys' room, it just kind of worked out like this, not deliberate. So we've got Bart, we've got Homer. Again, I just sort of looked at pictures of them, and then kind of tried to shrink it down and then approximate and pixelize and stuff to make it look like the faces they're supposed to be. Yeah, here we've got Maggie. I didn't do anyone else. Oh, we've got a couple of stone blocks there I haven't replaced with wood. This little room, because otherwise the staircase would have just been a little bit awkward. So I might turn that into a little enchantment table or anything. But what you probably noticed is that I'm more fussed about building the exteriors of the buildings than I am about actually putting anything useful in them. And then if we just go west for a bit, so I'll have to cut here, I guess. So here we have the pointlessly oversized village, where when I was just kind of looking for something to do, I decided I would figure out how the village houses were built and then just go around and put a ton more houses than any village would naturally spawn with. I considered just leaving it... I saw another Enderman, I swear. I considered just leaving it with like no indication that anyone had been here and leaving it as a treat for someone to come across, but did end up leading the path all the way up to it, as you just saw. But yeah, everything is houses. It's a mini metropolis over here. And you can see, so probably, depending on how I chose to edit, you could see a little bit of the skeleton as I ran towards here. But over here is my skeleton marker based thing. I'm kind of hopping around in the woods to try and come out at a good angle instead of just going down the path again. So there was sort of an overground path as well, but I made a deep tunnel for it. But yeah, you can kind of see my little skeleton bro here. Also, the easier way to travel than the way we've just done, but I wanted to show some stuff along the way, is to use nether portals through the nether roof. But yeah, so this is basically just a normal skeleton, but huge and made out of just bone blocks. And it's to mark my skeleton farm, which is underground. Again, that skeleton farm was designed based on a build I saw online, because I'm not very good at that part of it, or any part of it really, but especially not that part. So let me just show you where the farm is for now, and then we'll go up into it. You might have noticed he had a bit of a large pelvis for one thing, and that's because I wanted to make it more like a coherent base. So skeletons spawn in this area, which is kind of bricked off over there. They go through this like water system, tunnel system, and then they come and fall down through this pipe, and then they get ate by dogs. And when they do, they drop experience. Oh, there's just some experience lying around. We've got a spare dog over there, just in case one of these dies to like thorns or something. I don't know why this experience is following me around and not doing anything. Weird. Anyway, in the basement, it just kind of, that noise you can hear is these going backwards and forwards to pick up stuff and drop them off. I tried doing some other like filtering further down. Oh, you can hear skeletons are starting to spawn above. I tried doing some other filtering down, but these torches which were sorting out these hoppers ended up deactivating those hoppers, and then everything went wrong. I also sometimes have problems with this item hopper and this dropper, so I need to look back into that at some point. But there's a dropper there facing into lava, or a dispenser or something. But yeah, you can see here how this works. Let's wait to watch something die. There we go. You can see a number of skeletons have dropped down here, and then those trapdoors opening allows the dogs to see that there's something there. Because the dogs can attack when the trapdoor's closed, but they can't target something unless they've already seen it with the full heights. Right, so anyway. And if you go around here, there's a mine there, or around this route here, you know, I said that there was... So let's just quickly have a nip through this ravine. You can hear the skeleton farm moving from over here. Yeah, if you go back through this ravine, you can see where I've spent way too long actually clearing stuff out. So that it would be very evident which way you had to come. From the end of that track we were looking at earlier. That does also go on for a lot longer, just because sometimes I get bored and I put on an audiobook and I just mine. Without any real goal. And the only real obstacle being just how far it is to drop stuff off. Anyway, let's go have a look inside the skeleton base. It is pretty... Oh, and I've also got something here just... So you know I said that dropper in there wasn't working. I built myself a little dropper here where I can just dump stuff in and it will fire it over there because it's slightly more efficient than like just grabbing stuff and going like that when you don't want it. Anyway, let's have a little nap. And then back up at the top of these stairs, we get to the base of the skeleton base. The base, as I like to call it. So stepping in here just takes you up into this little room. Again, like I say, it's pretty empty up here. You can just drop back down using that to get to the base of the other foot. What I basically tried to do was design the skeleton in such a way that it's pretty much the same as the normal Minecraft skeleton, a bit higher to allow actually comfortable movement inside it and stuff, but also so that the arms and would be a sensible place for elevators. So then if we go up into the next level, you can see here we're at the top of the rib cage, and inside the head is kind of the biggest space where if I was going to do anything useful, I would have done it in here. You know, there's a nice way to have a little view out over there. But that's why I used, because obviously the skeleton's mouths are black, that's why I used black glass for these. Now this height, I don't think more snow is forming. I think this is just the snow that was there when I took a break building it and left it exposed. But it is at the height where clouds come through, so I quite like that. So I've just kind of left the snow in here. Another empty floor where really I should have something. And then exposed skeleton. So on the top of its dome there. So you can see the edge of the silly little village over there. I'm finding this very tempting to jump onto the roof of a cloud from up here. That's probably a terrible idea. It just looks like you should be able to run off the edge. Ah, sod it. Right, so now we need to go back up into here. I'm glad I had the sod it was when I realised I did have a water bucket in my hotbar, so it wouldn't be too bad. Right, and then, yeah, from inside the ribcage here, this is where the little pelvic nether portal is. So this just takes you to the roof of the nether. running back this way. I'm not going to show all the stuff which you're seeing materializing over there. That's a gold farm someone else built. Again, not my build, not my place. That portal takes you back to spawn. And then we've got a little desert biome over here, and I think that's the last place I've built anything meaningful. You know, I've occasionally tweaked stuff, especially when I've gone really far away. I've occasionally tweaked stuff just to have nice little surprises for people if they happen to be pottering around thousands of blocks from spawn. There's a very rare chance anyone's going to see them. You know, don't mind the little nether roof farm that appears up here. But yeah, beyond those little tweaks, I don't think there's anything I've forgotten for now. So one thing about this server is actually the deserts tend to be quite a long way from spawn, and also because it's an older release that we've just been upgrading. You know, all the 1.17 stuff is further away as well, so there are more nether routes taking you further. Now this is kind of ugly. What it's supposed to be is, and I was going to try and figure out, so this one I guess I'm kind of asking for help, advice, any way to make this more like Dune Sandworm, because I was rereading Dune for about the 14th time earlier this year and thought, oh, I should make a sandworm in the desert biome. So that's all this is. I was going to try and figure out if there's a way to use stalactites to make teeth when we upgraded to that build, but by the time we got to 1.17, I'd kind of forgotten about this. Inside here, all there is torches. Just a cajillion torches. Basically, I struggled a bit as well with figuring out exactly how to do turning a corner. So all I did was figure out what a circle would be like. So the cross section of any part of this is a circle. Basically figure out what a circle would be like and then lift it as I wanted the worm to go up, or as I wanted the worm to go down. I sort of sunk it, but trying to figure out how to do that round a corner and at what point it should, so you can see the worm sort of just coming out of the sand here and turning that way, but trying to figure out exactly what heights I should put all these blocks when I just had like my little diagram of a circle, and trying to figure out how to make that corner look smoothish, which I don't think I quite succeeded on, but it'll do. Yeah, again, it could have used some improvement, I guess. Also, I used andesite because it was kind of greyish and textury. Maybe I would have been better with a different stone, but at this point I'm not replacing it all. It takes blooming ages. And then we have this little buried temple over here where I've just built some little steps down and made this area bigger, and I've left some construction stuff over here. I was trying to think, what should I put in the basement of a temple and make it actually big and not just that little hole with TNT in. But I kind of then got distracted. I think that's when I started making the Simpsons house. Yeah, so anyway, these are my current builds in this server. I am thinking about maybe making, so I've been trying to think about where to make like a ship and a port and stuff, and I do think that maybe around here would be a good idea. The one other thing is I was thinking about making a farm. I'm not going to go all the way there now, but I was thinking about making a farm for guardians to get their stuff from. Maybe I'll just put a ship out here and make an actual port somewhere else. But anyway, that's my builds on this server, and cheers for watching.